Thanks for spending the next few minutes with me. My name's Janie Keister. I work with the Transition Education Program here in the Madison Metropolitan School District. I've been an educator for over 30 years, and for the last 23 years, I've worked with the Transition Education Program, which is a program in the Madison schools that supports homeless and highly mobile students. Volunteers in our schools work with all types of students, and some of those volunteers are the students that we also support. Kids who are highly mobile or homeless are in every one of our schools and in almost every program in the district. I've supported the Schools of Hope through trainings and conversations with both staffs and volunteers throughout the years, hoping that the information that we have to share as a TEP program can enhance the work that they do within the schools. The TEP program, Transition Education Program, is a district-wide program in the Madison schools that supports all the homeless students under the McKinney-Vento Federal Education Act. This act is legislation that provides rights specifically for students and their families who are experiencing homelessness. It looks at the barriers that prevent them from being fully available to learn in schools, including enrollment, attendance, transportation, supplies, all the different things that need to be in place for a student to truly learn. We have trained support in every one of our school buildings to be an on-site support person for our homeless students. These are the social workers and the psychologists in the buildings. If you have questions about someone who is homeless or highly mobile, these are the folks to meet within the buildings. If you have questions beyond students in your building, the TEP staff is the best staff to reach and to talk to. Our main contacts throughout the day are with the families themselves, with the parents in the shelters, in the homes. The staff in the schools are the ones who have the direct contact with the students, and we work as a team to support our families in all the different ways that we can. One of the things that I have available for you to look at are the potential warning signs of homeless students. This is something you can find on the link to our website. Homeless families face many, many barriers while they are experiencing their homelessness. And often before they become homeless, they have been highly mobile. So the transition from a permanent housing into mobility, into homelessness, is typically one that happens on a slide. Some families move into it quickly, some move into it slowly. Students who come from homeless families have worries that are different than students who aren't homeless. They worry about where their mom is and whether their baby sister has eaten. They wonder if their stuff is safe and where they're going to be that night. How are they going to get home? Will they get to stay for the after-school program? Can they come to that special event at the school? These worries are intensified just because of the unknown factor of where they might be staying that night. Their lives are unpredictable. Do not assure them that everything will be all right. You cannot guarantee that. What you can do is reassure them that you're here to help them, that the task at hand is one that you can work on together, and that school can be a place where people are glad that they are there and that they are welcomed and that they are safe, and that you want them to be at school and you want them to be available to do the best they can. Keep things in the moment. Try to reassure them that this is what you're here to do together, and this is what you're going to be working on. Stay present, stay connected. Homeless students may also struggle with poor sleep or poor eating. These physical issues are things that the school can easily support them with a snack or a nap. If a student is tired, check in with the classroom teacher about whether that's an issue that you could help them support them with. If they seem hungry, see if there's a snack available for them. If your tutoring time is at a time during the day that students would eat or snack, check to see if it's okay for you to eat together in the place where you are working. If a child is off task or misbehaving, there's usually an underlying reason for that. If you can't figure out what this reason is, it's a good time to check with each other or with the classroom teacher to see what other things that they have tried to help support them when they get off task. Pay attention to what they say or what they do. Yawning is a clue for a nap. A growling tummy is a need for food. A mid-morning snack might be needed. And if a child's refusing to look at the paper, possibly they can't read it or they don't understand what you're asking them to do. Students tell us in more than one way what their needs are. Watch for those clues. Homeless families also struggle often with attendance and tardies. Getting to school is harder when the daily struggles of preparing for the day is having to wait for somebody else to do it first. Transportation may not be readily available or set up or on time. There may not be daily routines or available space to get ready in the morning. Sometimes getting ready is just too hard for everyone because they're so tired. I have available for you an opportunity to look at how vulnerable you may be to the issues that these families experience daily. There's a link for you to take time right now to look at and try and see, fill out the form. How vulnerable are you? These are issues that are true to our families every day. Highly mobile and homeless students need someone who's there for them, who is clearly the person who's looking out for them and thinking that they are special and wanted in their classroom. You can be that support as a volunteer when you work with them one-on-one. Volunteers you cannot remove the homelessness from their life, but you can be there as a consistent and attentive person. Homelessness can mean many things. According to the McKinney-Vento federal law, it means not having a fixed, regular, adequate nighttime residence, such as living in a shelter, doubled up, living with another family due to economic hardship, domestic violence, a flood or fire, living in a hotel, awaiting foster care, living in your car, or living somewhere not meant for human habitation. Being a homeless unaccompanied youth is also a definition under the McKinney-Vento federal law. A homeless unaccompanied youth is a student without a parent or legal guardian. There is no age limit for an unaccompanied youth. We've had children as young as 4 who are unaccompanied. 4-year-old unaccompanied youth are typically with an adult that is not their legal parent or guardian, an aunt, a friend, somebody. They are not on their own on the streets. The youth who are on their own on the streets are typically 13 years and older. If you'd like more information about the McKinney-Vento federal law, you can access that information on our website. There's also another piece of information on our website. It's called Homelessness and Its Effects on Children. There's a huge article detailing all the different effects by age level and how this affects them as they are children growing up in this situation. Homelessness is considered a trauma, but typically by the time a child experiences homelessness, there's been more than one trauma in their life. Could be a domestic violence, could be a fire, could be a variety of different things. Homelessness itself is a trauma, but it's usually because of some other issues that have happened in their lives. Homelessness is not on its own a reportable situation to county services. There is typically an adult or a parent taking care of a child in a homeless situation, and they're doing the best that they can. If you have some concerns beyond homelessness, issues of abuse or neglect, please contact the classroom teacher or support staff in the school. They are mandated reporters and can help you with this. Confidentiality is important. Being homeless brings on much shame and is a stigma in many students' lives. Keeping that private for them and for the families is really important. The younger a child is, the more there are of them. The harder it is for them to catch up on those missed developmental delays or those experiences in their life. You may be working with a student who has missed some important developmental step in their life or has not had the experience of understanding what a zoo is or where an elephant comes from. These are things to keep in mind as you're working with students who are highly mobile and homeless. McKinney-Vento is really about school stability. When housing stability is gone, school stability is sometimes the only stability in a child's life. Transporting to school from wherever a child is staying is highly important in the McKinney-Vento law, and it is part of one of the things that we make sure happens for students while they're experiencing homelessness. According to Dr. Joy Rogers of Loyola University, We know that it takes a child an average of 4 to 6 months to recover academically after changing schools. School stability is very important in the lives of these students. If you're interested in more information about Madison homelessness and schools, please feel free to take our Understanding Mobility and Homelessness class. There's more information on that also on our website. Having volunteers who are direct links to these students help fill in their missing pieces, help them catch up with their school curriculum, and help them find a foothold in the literacy struggle, understanding math a bit better, and succeeding in the classroom of caring and in the world of hope. We thank you for your time and energy. You will make the difference in the life of a child who needs you.